All right, welcome to the next episode of Just About Boxing at Jab University, brought to you by I Build Texas. Check out our sister podcast, Jimmy's World. Both shows are available on all podcast platforms. Today's guest is 2020 U.S. National Champion at 132 pounds, Amy Minter. How you doing, Amy?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I see you're here in Colorado. I'm right down the street.
Yeah.
At
Okay.
the Olympic training camp. Am I correct?
Yep. Yep. I've been here for almost a month now.
Almost a month. How do you like Colorado?
I like it. At first, the elevation was hard, but after about a week, then I felt like my normal self, and then I'm excited to when I get back. I'm gonna feel heck good.
All
Yeah,
right.
I like it. I like it
And
a lot.
you're from sea level area, California.
Yeah, California.
So yeah, it had to be a big change for you. So you won the 2020 national championships this year. Kind of by surprise, a lot of people you went into people all had more national experience than you. Heather Circa, Jalicia Dominguez, Carla Hall, Naida Ibarra, and I watched the fights. One thing I do notice is Amy Minter has drive and no reverse.
Yeah, that's very accurate.
Yeah,
I
drive and
only
no
know one
reverse.
go. Wait, that means go. I don't know how to hold back.
No, it was wonderful to watch. And then did you got the outstanding boxer award too? Am I correct?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so I had 4 fights going into nationals. I've never fought in 3-minute rounds. I've never fought in a tournament. So it was my first tournament, first time doing 3-minute rounds, and first time out of state, first everything really. I've only
And
done
you
club that.
and you win the national championship in outstanding boxer. That's a great first.
Yeah, I was very happy. It was what we went there for, but it's still in that moment. Like you go there, you believe in yourself because you have to believe in yourself to do it. But when that moment happens, it's like, wow, we did it. It was really, I feel blessed.
Yeah, it was awesome to see. And I've coached against some of the girls that you did fight, and they've been around a while. Even this first two, Heather Circa and Jalicia Dominguez, had some
Yeah.
junior and youth experience that you didn't have.
Yeah, no, I've only been boxing I have 4 fights, so started about 2.5 years ago. So total years competitively, only boxing 3 years.
So what got you into boxing?
Well, my brother, he's a boxer. He's a pro. He just went pro. He's about to have his 4th pro fight, but he was always into either martial arts, Muay Thai boxing, and he was always competing at an amateur level. And when I was in high school, I was being bullied a lot. So I would come home, I would cry, and my big brother, he can't do anything about it. So the first thing he's like, hey, let me teach you how to defend yourself. And as you know, like he knew that boxing, any kind of like martial arts gives you confidence. So he taught me like at home and stuff. But it was never to compete. It was just like for something for me to do. And it turned out it ended up being like a good outlet for me as a high schooler and dealing with, just normal high school teenager girl stuff. And so, it gave me confidence. And when I was being bullied, I finally stood up for myself. I was like, finally I was like, okay, if you're going to beat me up, let's go. And then they didn't do anything. I didn't want to fight at that time, but I was like, thank God they didn't want to do anything. But, and so I'd always done it as a workout. And then about 4 years ago, I went through some really, really like hard stuff, like scary movie stuff. Something you see on Lifetime type stuff. And so I was in the lowest of lows of my life. And I was just like, you know what, I need to get into boxing. I need to get into the gym. I'm just going to devote like my time to the workout. And I got in there and I had recently moved to Northern California. And by chance, the family I was living with, their son went to the gym of Jose Morales Boxing Academy. And I went there and he had a competition team. And he was just like, hey, why don't you join the competition team? I've got girls that want to fight. It'd be great. Because I was always aggressive. Like I didn't have any skill. I never sparred, but like he saw something. So he's like, why don't you train with them? And then once you're ready, you can spar with them and then it'll help them, because they need sparring. And so I was like, I don't want to fight though. And he's like, no, it's good. I'll train you. And so I started training. And then I just, going through all my trauma and my pain, that was the one place where I felt like I was normal. It was an escape from everything that had happened. And then I just got locked into it. And then as you go, it gives you confidence because you have to face so many things as you grow through boxing. And so, going through that, it helped me be stronger. And then because of boxing, I was able to face those traumas and, heal from that. But I didn't just decide, hey, let's do the hardest sport in the world. It was just more so out of survival. It was something that kept me going every day, and it was a distraction. And when I'm in that ring, it's like everything that's ever happened in my life, I channel it because I'm a very happy, bubbly person. I don't like to be mean, but when I'm in there, I'm a different person, and I think I just channel that all in, and it's like a healthy outlet for me.
Yeah, and I'm glad you found boxing. It's awesome to watch you fight. Do you get tired? It doesn't seem like you do.
No, I don't get tired.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you do.
Okay. So when I first started boxing, I felt myself get tired, but my will and my heart is so strong that even when I did feel tired, I would still go. But now I'm at a point where my conditioning, because I've just dedicated my life for the last 2 years to boxing and really get my conditioning. Because that's one thing I've known that you can only get as much experience as fights. And each fight, I've become more into the fighter than I am. So there's two things that I have control over is my mindset and my conditioning. So I made sure in every way where I can make myself the strongest. And like if I can be confident in those areas, then I walk in with confidence. I have something because they might have more fights than me, but I'm confident in what I have. So I make sure to work on that. So no, I work really hard on my conditioning. I don't get tired, and I never ever have ever felt like I've thought like from the very beginning, maybe when I was new, I remember thinking I was tired, but I don't get tired. I can keep going.
And you seem like a super confident fighter, even though you lack so much experience. Is there something that goes into that as far as like, do you do like a mental preparation before a bout or a
Yeah.
visualization or meditation or something like that before the bell
Yeah.
rings?
Yeah. So there's a lot that goes into that. So for one, it was going through so much hard stuff in life. I know that I faced the most challenging things, and to be able to pick yourself up back from that's the scariest thing that I will ever face. And having to face your own past, your own your own mistakes, your own faults. So a lot of that it comes from that. But also my coach Jose Morales, he with his amateurs, he has this program. It's called the Warrior Program, and he has like different levels and he really teaches you on mindset because he tells us if you bag groceries at the store, you dominate that. Whatever you do, you dominate it, and you be confident in whatever you do. And so like he believed in me so much. Like I didn't have confidence at first. I was this broken girl when I first walked in that gym. Like if you were to see the person that walked in that gym and then this person now, you would not believe it. And he believed in me so much, I had no choice but to believe in myself. And then I finally started believing in myself, and he just helped me learn how to have that confidence. And he taught me how much like the mental part is so important. And so then we have our routine. And so when I went to nationals, no social media. So I took off all of Instagram. I deleted off my phone, do not disturb on my cell phone, just to be focused. And then every day, when I wasn't training, I only watch anything that has anything that's going to get me in the right mindset. So if I was watching a movie, it was a movie that made me, channel like my inner beast, or I was watching motivational stuff. And then every night we would meditate. So it was like a guided meditation that my coach would do. And he would tell me, because I have never been to nationals. I had to go to weigh-ins by myself. So, because of COVID, it was a little different. So, like I'm closing my eyes and he's telling me what to prepare. He's like, okay, you're going to wake up, you're going to be on weight, just a little thing. So I don't like stress about it, so I'm not stressing about weight. He's just like embedding in my brain. And then we would go play by play, round by round, what I was going to do, how I was going to feel, when my, envision myself getting that hand raised and each round. And the crazy thing is everything that we like went through, it really did happen.
That's
Like
dope. That's
it's
really cool.
crazy how mine works. Like I was like play by play, round by round. Like he told, like, we went into it like, okay, that first round's gonna be hard for you, and that first round was hard for me. And I had to come back that second round. I had to come back that, I had to make sure I gave her a standing 8 count that and so it was just crazy. So we did that the night before. Then the day of the fight, I meditate. So after he rounds my hands, I sit there, I meditate. I have a certain like playlist of music, no words, just it's just music that gets me like in the zone. And like I was in such a meditative state. I remember one time I opened my eyes and people were like looking at me. They probably thought I was this weird girl from California. but it helped because when I was new, my first few fights, I didn't do this. And before the fight started, I was emotionally already drained. And I think that has a lot to do with my confidence, and it has a lot to do with me not getting tired, because I'm not draining myself mentally, because I'm getting myself mentally prepared. And I really was calm. And it was the first time where, because we just started doing this within the last year, and so this was my first fight, my first tournament doing this. And so I remember looking at my coach getting ready, seeing all these, national champions, everyone with their USA stuff. And I was just like, coach, like, I feel really good. Like I was expecting myself to be nervous. I was prepared for it, but I was in such a good place. It was crazy. So like, I'm a true believer of it. It works.
All right, so at my job, we read this book called The Champion's Mind, and it talks about the positive visualization and the guided meditation. So apparently it does work, because I work at the Air Force Academy. I tell the cadets, and they're like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. But you're proof that it works.
Yeah, no, it's weird. And I remember he's done with a couple of our teammates. And at first it's funny, they laugh, but I've always trusted in my coach. So anything he tells me to do, I jump. He tells me to jump, I jump, just because everything he's told me to do, it works. So, and another thing I don't do is I've never known who I was going to fight before I fight. I don't care, because I'm in there to fight for me. I don't care who they are, what they've done. Because if I start thinking about who they are and what they've done, now I'm putting inside my brain like, oh, they're good. Oh, they have more fights than me. I'm already telling my brain things of why they might be better than me. So when I go in there, I don't know anything about them. I obviously knew that everyone there was going to have more experience than me. I knew that I was going to be the underdog. I knew that I was going to have to make sure I won without a doubt. But I've never really looked up. I don't look up anybody, in my bracket. I go in there and I just do my thing. I don't worry about what they have. I worry about what I have. And so that helps a lot too. And
That's
I think
awesome.
that's from, yeah.
And so now you're here in Colorado. You're training. You're one of the training partners for the Olympic team.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Man, it's such an honor and an amazing experience. To be with the best, and it's definitely it's challenged me, and not just, it's more mentally, getting in with the best, and it's a different level. And I've the fighter that I came from day one and what I am now, like I've improved so much. And it's just, it's been amazing. And I'm thankful to be in there in the ring with them. It's made me a better fighter, better person. It's helped my confidence. And some people you would think could crush their confidence. I get in there knowing that, hey, this is going to be hard and it's going to make me better. Whatever the outcome is, I'm going to give my best. I also, want to give my best for them, to give them the best sparring, because I want them to go win and get gold and be a good teammate. So it's just been, and the coaches all have different ways of teaching. And so there's, it's been awesome. They've all been so amazing. It's been a really amazing experience. And plus you get to do what you love, like, nothing else, eat, sleep, box, you know?
Yeah, that's really cool. And so I noticed there's 3 teams that came: Philippines, Jordan, and Australia. Did you get to
Yeah.
partake in the international sparring?
Yeah, I got to spar one of the Australian girls, 125, Sky. And so she has more, that international style. She's a southpaw. So that was my first time experiencing that, it was challenging. Something very new. So I'm grateful to have that, because the goal is to, fight internationally and, go to the Worlds at the end of the year. So it was good to have that. It was really, really good. So I enjoyed that work.
So as a training partner, are you going to get to travel to Tokyo with them, or you're going to go to another camp and then go at the end of the
No,
year
so
to
I
Worlds
I go back home. I'll be there for 4 days, and then there's the tournament in Texas that
in Lubbock?
um
Yes.
yeah, that I'm planning to be doing. And so that's what we have going, and just trying to fight. I'm in California, so it's hard because they don't have fights open. They're gonna do test fights, I think July, so we don't have Golden Gloves going on. I talked to them today, and we're gonna see what they're gonna do, because I called them and see, like, are you sending people? Because they're not able to have it. There's not enough time because there's the
Mhm.
nationals. So I was supposed to be in it last year, and it got 3 days. It got canceled 3 days before. So I'm just waiting to hear back to see if they're gonna. Because I know some states are sending representatives for their state to go, even though they didn't have it. Like, I know Hawaii's doing that. So I'm not sure what California is doing yet, but I would like to do Golden Gloves. If it doesn't happen, then we'll just we'll go wherever we need to get the fights to, keep experience and work hard.
So now that you're a national champion and you got that on your resume, and I know you're in an area where there's a lot of female boxing. There's Daisy Bamberger, there's JJ Smith, there's a lot of girls, and Beautiful Brawlers is up there in that area too. Do you see yourself in a role model position now, since you're older than some of the girls and they've seen you come through and just first time out, just take it all? Do you feel like that's going to
Well,
show up?
like, brawlers, like Lupe, like they, like, from day one, they're the ones that I was sparring with, and so they're the ones that helped get me better. Because from the beginning I had no fights, and I'm sparring these girls that 10-time national champion, Olympic qualifier. So especially the Beautiful Brawlers, I'm very thankful. I've done a couple of their sparring camps. So and it's hard. They have a really good community of females that are very talented. So they've helped me a lot to get, like, I wouldn't be where I am without a lot of that sparring. So I'm very thankful for that. So no, I just I don't look at that, because I've always, I respect everything that they've given me. So it's been pretty
Yeah.
cool.
And do little girls like look up to you now in that gym? So I know there's a ton of them. I've seen their sparring. I was like, man, where do they find all these little girls that actually want to box? And they, they used to walk in the gym and they'd be like, hey, there goes Amy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so our gym, it's crazy because most gyms there's not a lot of girls. And so at our gym we have a lot of female boxers. It's really cool, from all ages, and I think since we put ourselves out there and doing stuff, and I'm not the typical boxer, and I think it's inspired girls to, you go, oh, maybe I can do this, and then starting later, and like, I haven't been doing it since I've been 6. So I think a lot of times it's intimidating. A lot of girls, like, they don't do it because, like, oh, well, I think you have to do that since you're so young. And in the gym, I was probably the last person someone expected to fight, and so I think it's made people believers. I mean, I was one of those people that didn't believe it. I thought I've been the last person too. So I understand why they think that way. But yeah, it's really cool that we have a lot of girls, and I just want to be a good role model to them. And my goal is to do whatever I can. Of course, I have my own goals, my own path, but I really, really want to help, especially females, young females and women, that have been through abusive trauma in their life, whatever it is, help them get through that. Because when I was at my darkest time, I really would not expect to be where I am right now, where I was 4 years ago. Like, it gives me tears to think about. I would not even imagine, not even
So,
imagine.
so what are your boxing goals? Are you just playing it by ear? Like, I'm having fun, I'm just rolling with it, or have you set some goals for out in the future? Like, what do you got
Well,
planned?
of course, having fun, but it's hard to say that I'm just doing this having fun, because I take it very seriously. Like, my whole life is surrounded about boxing. Like, I live, breathe, eat it. Like that's why I've been able to get where I've been, because for 2 years straight, like, even during COVID, like, I was working hard. And I don't know what I was working hard for, but I was working and ended up being nationals. So you kind of have to be in that mindset if if you want to do amazing things. But it's I don't know, boxing's like my life. So I feel like I don't know who I am without it. So of course, we've got goals, but it's always just been like, for example, like coming back being a national champion. I don't walk around going, oh, I'm a national champion. I try to forget about that because I've always trained as an underdog, and it's made me train very hard. And so I don't want to lose that. And so, like, I'm very honored to have that, but now I go back to where I was and like work hard for the next thing. So I want to try to win as many championships as I can, and go as far as I can. Definitely. I mean, I feel like I just began. I mean, just like how I fight, go, go, go. That's how I
Yeah.
feel. Yeah. I want to be my fullest potential.
So now that you're fully engulfed in boxing, is there anything during training that you hate? Me, I hated running. Still hate running. That's why I'm fat now. But is there anything in training where you're like, I don't want to do that. I hate it.
I don't know. I don't think about it too much. Like, my coach tells me to do something, I do it. Like, I feel like if I go, I hate that, then it will suck that much more. So I try not to think that way. I mean, when I was a terrible runner when we started. Like, I would run a lap. I had really bad exercise induced asthma. I would have asthma attack, then turn into a panic attack, and then I'd cry. That's why everyone thought I was the last person to ever fight.
Yeah.
So I don't know, so I mean, running was hard, but then I don't know. Like, I like anything that's challenging for me. I like to dominate it. So I don't know. I don't look at things like that. So I can't. I don't let my brain go there, because then it will suck. I don't know.
And so I know you're here in Colorado, so you're not working or anything, but do you work out when you're back in California, or just it's boxing, boxing, boxing all the time?
So before COVID happened, I had my own business. I was a hairstylist. And so I rented, and I had a full clientele, and then I was balancing fighting and that. And luckily, because of that, it's my own business. I can, control my schedule. So if sparring came up out of town last minute, I can move clients around. I had very understanding clients that supported me. I was thankful for. So I was able to do that, but it's hard. I mean, doing hair is actually really hard. It's a lot on you mentally, physically, standing there. And so, like, I would do that for like 10-12 hours, and then go train for 3.5 hours. And it was starting to wear on me. I was doing it for a while, but it was wearing on me. So then after COVID, hey, I tried to go back, and it was just like with California the rules. And so I started coaching at my gym. So now it's everything that I do is boxing, because even as a coach, I'm teaching kids, or I'm teaching like the adult like classes. They don't want to be fighters; they just want to do it for a workout. It makes your boxing IQ better. Like, when you can see like what they're doing wrong, and when you're trying to teach them, then you start seeing those patterns when you're fighting. That's what my coach wanted. So he wanted me to start doing that to make me a better fighter. So it makes it a lot easier now. So, if I had a normal job and all that kind of stuff, it'd be hard to just pick up and be gone for a month. My coach has been amazing. He wants me to focus on boxing. So when we found out about this, he goes, I got it covered. You go. So,
Oh wow.
yeah, so I'm able to, I'm like locked in, focused in every single way. But that's kind of how I am. I'm like all in. Like, I'm a little neurotic about it. I'm like, if that doesn't benefit my boxing, I'm not doing that. Like, I think like that. Like, no, I'm not going there because I might be tired and I'd be ready for the next week to train hard. So
Well, it's been a real pleasure to talk to you. You have an inspiring story. It's
thank
really
you.
great. Like, I'm gonna be rooting for you from now on. It's awesome to see you fight. You're exciting to watch fight. If anybody hasn't seen you, if they can get on YouTube and pull up those fights from the Shreveport, like, yeah, reverse doesn't exist in in Amy's gearbox. But do you have a social media where anybody can follow you and keep track of what you're doing?
Yeah. On Instagram, my name is Shoshana Girl 15. SHOSHANA 15. So I post everything, and then of course I have Facebook, Amy Minter, AMYMINTER. So those are the two social media platforms that I use. But I'm pretty active on on Instagram, except for if I have to delete it. My coach tells me to delete it, or if then you'll find it. You'll see the aftermath.
All right, and then they can follow your coach, Jose Morales. He's pretty active on social media too.
Oh,
He's got a
yeah.
podcast.
He's a wonderful. Oh my gosh, if you want to learn mindset, follow
Yeah.
him. So we got Jose Morales Boxing Academy, but Jose Morales. It's like Ella. Do you know his Instagram?
Not by heart, but I've done a coaching roundtable with him, and I was motivated to want to punch people after we did it. I was like, wow, yeah, he could really go.
Man, if yeah, like seriously, like he makes me believe in myself so much. Like in between rounds, man, like he's the best. I'm very blessed to have him as a coach. But I would definitely recommend following him because he's always putting stuff out there, and not just with boxing, it helps you with life. I'm very lucky. Like every day, it's like I have lifelong lessons that help me not just in boxing, but helps me in life. It makes life easier, you know.
It does, and I found it. It's L_Ray_Day_ like the first part of Sacramento, Sacra.
Yeah.
It's really complicated, but yeah, man, he's like a very inspiring coach, very motivating coach. He's awesome, man.
He really is. He really is.
So with that said, I don't want to hold you up. I don't know what time you guys finished training. Last time I did Obed and Omari, they were eating. So I don't want to hold you up from like trying to get any food in your system or anything.
I need to eat. No, yeah, I know. They told me.
Yeah. So with that said, I'll let you go. You have a good day. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, no problem. Have a good one.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.